talk us through the process, what it took to get this rating.
Right, so it was about a 6 weeks process, and it involved fairly intense due diligence. So they had to go through our financials, our projections, and they look at a few features, our profitability, our liquidity, our earnings growth, etc., and then clearly compare that with, similar organizations across the world. So 6 weeks of interactions and analysis, and at the end we got that BB rating.
Were you confident, and it was a rigorous process, but were you confident that at the end of the day you were going to get something good?
Yeah, I mean, we're very confident. It's not investment grade, so we are looking to improve that next year, but it's a start. We're just a young company right now.
Okay, so what does this mean for the business now that you have this rating?
So I think for us, we are big believers in transparency, and we think one way to also really prove that is be transparent in our finances. So even as we're asking customers to be transparent to us, we're saying we promise our customers and our stakeholders, whether it's the regulators, the financial services, the customers, this level of transparency. So our finances are out there in the open if you go onto the GCR website. And so for us, that's how you build a consumer credit economy. In the same way that the credit bureaus are asking customers to have both positive and negative data on there, we're saying let us all, if you like, do as we are asking others to do.
Interesting. So how is this, because this is definitely a disruption, because usually, I mean, consumer loans, consumer credit, that's for the banks, but now we're seeing fintechs doing it. And in your case, for Paylater, it's online, and what you say, loans can be granted in what? Just a couple of hours, if I'm correct? No,
it's within 5 minutes you should have loans in your account.
Within 5 minutes, so that definitely is a disruption. So for you, how is this going to change the way consumers relate with their banks versus fintechs when it comes to getting loans?
Right. So I wouldn't say it's disruption for two reasons. Okay. One, to disrupt, you need to be tearing something apart. Okay. Right now, there's not much to disrupt. Last year, the outstanding loans to consumers in Nigerian banking system was about $3 billion. That's across 100 million people, our adults. That's a very small amount. Okay. So I think we're not disrupting, but we are creating. And in truth, we're doing it on our own, but we're also working with other stakeholders. We're working with people like InterSwitch, with other banks. So we don't see this as an us versus them. This is definitely a collaborative effort. The banks, the switches, the payment processors, the credit bureaus. And I think if we all work together, then we can create what is a really thriving consumer economy. We say Nigeria is a consumer economy. It won't really achieve its full potential until we have consumer credit. It's the same across the world.
Now, talk to me about your strategy in terms of how, I know you obviously probably have plans to expand and, of course, deploy more innovation to enhance the business. Talk to us about that.
So we started out just lending, but right now, on the app, you can pay bills, do airtime, you can do fixed savings. You mentioned, inflation at 12%. Most consumers get less than that from their banks. We actually pay about 15%, so we're actually giving them a real return. We've just launched a wallet where people can actually store value in partnership with other financial institutions. One of the big innovations that we're very excited about next year is a business account for the small SMEs. And by small SMEs, we mean those with 1 to 5 employees. It will not just be loans, but also advisory services. So on taxation, on financial, on accounting. So that's what we think is missing in the ecosystem.
I was thinking about, that category of people, the SMEs, were a big part of those you loan to. Or is it, how do you describe them? Who are your target market? Those who are already applying for your loans right now?
Yeah, so profile right now is 26 to 35 make up the bulk of our customers. They're male. Unfortunately, we don't have too many female customers. We're 80% male. And 30% actually go to individuals who use it for business purposes. And that's what actually started off this business account. It's targeted towards women. Overwhelmingly, the feedback from our customers are the debt is good for our businesses, but what we really need is advice on how to deploy, how to grow, how to get new customers, and that's what we're targeting. And we should launch that in January.
If you were targeting women and you're having these very low numbers coming from women, what are you doing to address? Is there anything you can do?
So I think the first thing, so the feedback has been overwhelmingly that women are more averse to debt than men. And so the female customers who have taken our loans have told us, for me, debt was a really stressful decision. And I would rather have actually had advice before I took the loan. And so that's what we're saying. We're saying the business account will be one where, for a fixed fee, we will actually give you, discounted advisory services. And then that way, if and when you're willing to take a loan, we can actually help you with full information, and that also builds a trust barrier.
Okay, you're hoping that going forward, you see more women coming forward.
Yes, that is the hope.
To take loans.
Yeah.
So I know you're also giving out free credit bureau reports to customers. Why are you doing that, and what are you hoping this will achieve?
So I think for credit, you need a functioning credit bureau. There's nowhere in the world where consumer credit has grown without some sort of functioning credit bureau. And you need credit. Again, because of the fact that not many loans have been given historically, people don't have any credit histories. So right now we've teamed up with 2 of the credit bureaus, 2 out of the 3, to give credit bureau reports to anyone that applies. So even if we don't give you a loan, we'll get a free report. And what that has done is we've seen customers calling us saying, I've taken loans from your competitors, I've paid back, but I don't see that data in my bureau report. And we've said, well, go and talk to them. And so for us, we report both positive and negative data. And so for us, it's important that I want my customers to outgrow me, quite frankly. I want the banks to see, this customer has gone on to Paylater, they've paid X loans. Actually, why can't we give them a larger loan? So, we started this in September. I think on average, 30% of our customers have a credit report.
So obviously this will help them for those who want to go onto the banks and get bigger loans for bigger projects.
Correct, exactly.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Ngozi. We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for talking to us today.